Jenna Pecor here with Bancroft Realty, and I'm coming to you with a car video because I just left a really interesting meeting with a lender about some of the changes that are happening in lending for entrepreneurs, business owners, people that are self-employed, people that are outside the traditional salary job that are trying to qualify for homes. And I think that me being an entrepreneur myself, I've been self-employed since 2014. I have several businesses that I run. This was really interesting to me. And I do think that it's something that we're going to see a lot more of moving forward. I think with the economy the way that it is and all these people that are doing things outside the norm of like a corporate job or a job where you get paid a salary or an hourly wage, I think we're going to see a lot more of that. And I don't think that this particular demographic of buyers has been serviced very well by the loan industry. I have worked with a couple of business owners over my past 11 years in the industry, and you do have to jump through a lot more hoops. And you do have to have a long-term plan about, how you're going to do taxes, how you're going to structure your company in terms of like how you pay yourself and where the money goes and doing tax write-offs and all these things. You have to have a long-term plan if you're going to buy a house or a car or anything that you're going to finance, because the beauty of having your own businesses and being self-employed is that you can really make things. You can really finagle finances on paper to accommodate to what you need your money to look like for a particular thing that you're trying to do. So if you're trying to get financing in the past, what you really had to do is like 2 years ahead of time. Let's say that, buying a house is in your 5-year plan or your 2-year plan. You've really had to, for the 2 years, pay yourself in such a way that either you pay yourself as an employee so that you have some type of payroll and statements to show, like a W-2 to show that you've made a certain amount of money, or you've had to ignore tax write-offs and show that you've made more money according to the IRS, which means that you've had to pay more taxes over the period of time to show that you've made money. And this is what you've had to do in the past, and still with a lot of people, with a lot of banks, you still have to do that to this day. So when it comes time to buy a house, if you've been kind of short-sighted and you haven't thought through these things, you get down to buying a house and you're like, oh my gosh, this is too much work. Like now I'm 2 years out again, and you're having to really it's a lot of hoops to jump through. And this is one of the reasons personally myself that I incorporated my business, because it does allow me to change my tactics and how I want, like, to really consider my long-term goals about what I want to do with my money. It just kind of helped me do that with the businesses that I have. But the way that some of these lenders are shifting is going to be to try to help these entrepreneurs, these self-employed people right now to figure out ways to make their money work better for them for the financing that they want right now. And so this is what this lender, I was talking to this lender about earlier. I'm hoping to have her on here so that she can talk more to this particular product that she's trying, that this lender is offering. But bank statements are not generally a part of something that is considered as income. Generally, you have to have some type of payroll or you have to have tax returns. So what lenders are starting to do now, or at least this lender is starting to do, is to rely a lot on bank statements, because they want to see what kind of income are you making over a long period of time. And then how, instead of having to show, like an actual wage, like a salary or an hourly wage through a W-2, where you're having to adjust and pay a lot more in taxes, where you don't get as many tax write-offs for your business to show that you make more money, according to the IRS. Instead of having to do that, it's like, okay, well, we're going to help you maybe even have a little bit higher of an interest rate that you can actually write off as a part of your business expenses, and not have to go through all those hoops. We're looking at your income. We're looking at how much money you actually make a month, not much money, not how much you're showing that you're making according to, a piece of paper that they know it's all just changing numbers based on what you're trying to do at that moment. They know that. So instead of that, they're like, okay, let's look at the actual money that you're bringing in and how can we make that money work for you so that you can get a loan for a house. And I really, really like that as a business owner myself, who is a single. There's no income that comes in with me. I'm a single person. I'm not married. My spouse does not have an income, which a lot of real estate agents do have that. They do have at least one person in a partnership that is still making some type of salary. I don't have that. So if I wanted to purchase a home or purchase a car, or, you know, which is going to be on my radar because I have a 14-year-old daughter that's going to get her license and all these things, I have to think about what are some different ways outside of the box that I can get some financing that doesn't require me to pay a ton of money, extra money that I don't need to pay just to show and prove a point to a lender. So this lender is working with entrepreneurs and self-employed people, and really trying to help them not only get financing for a home, but also make their money work for them in the meantime, which I think is really, it makes a huge difference. The other thing about self-employed people is if you're not dependent, like you're not beholden to just one salary. So like if I wanted to increase my income as a self-employed person that owns my own business, I'm not beholden to like a 40-hour job where I have a salary, and in order to increase my income, either I have to get a raise that is approved or I have to get a second job. As a self-employed person, what that means is, let's say that they have a product and I need to put a little bit more down. Let's say that with the self-employed product, instead of a 10% down payment, you need to put a 15% down payment. Well, I can do something. I can sell one more house. I can get one more client. I can sell more sponsorships for my podcast. I can do something almost immediately that can adjust my income higher or brings in more money for that moment in time, and allows me to, instead of having to restructure my whole financial, plan, I can just get one more client. That's the benefit of being a self-employed person. And this lender and specifically understands that and is working with them to make those goals that can happen in a lot shorter period of time, as opposed to waiting 2 years while you're adjusting your whole business plan just to buy one house. So I really liked what she had to say. If you're a self-employed person, if you are a business owner, you're an entrepreneur that owns a lot of businesses or has a lot of pass-through income, you're an influencer on social media, you get your money from not a job that you get paid as a wage to do, this is going to be something that's going to benefit you greatly. And so definitely reach out to me. Let me know in the comments below if this is something that would be interesting to you. I could do a webinar with her so that people could see. I really feel like there's going to be a lot more of these people. There's a lot more of these people out there that are not getting serviced and not getting, they think that just because they're doing these things that they don't have an opportunity for home ownership. And I think that that's not true. I think that the moment that things are changing in this country in terms of what it looks like to be employed to make money. And I think that finding this group of buyers and really trying to create products for them is going to be very beneficial moving forward. And me being a person who is in that demographic, I think I can speak to that more than maybe other real estate agents can. I'd love to help you find that house. If you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, in North Texas, and you're looking for a home and this is you, let's talk about it. My number is 214-558-4410, and definitely put in the comments below if this is you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I will have more on this subject. I think this is something I'm going to delve more into because I do think that this particular group of buyers is going to be very pivotal to the market moving forward. So have a great Friday. Talk to you later. Bye.